What is up, Heffas and friends? Welcome to another episode of Java and Journeys with Jillian. If you're new here to this channel, how are you doing? My name is Jillian and we are in New Orleans. Heffas, it is the evening and it is time for us to get into some chicory coffee. It's time for us to get into some beignets. And what better place to go to, especially to see, are the beignets giving Tiana.
Now, how about I celebrate with...
Beignets. Got a fresh batch just waiting for you.
We'll keep them coming till I pass out.
And Princess and the Frog Wilderness, we're gonna see at Cafe Du Monde here in New Orleans. Now, Heffas, I am hoping that Cafe Du Monde is going to be really good. I've seen it featured in a myriad of shows. A lot of people talk about it. And one of my biggest things is trying to figure out, is it a tourist trap or is it actually as good as the hype? When you read reviews online, when people talk about it, it seems like it is very much a fan favorite and the place to go to when you want beignets. So I figured I'd walk myself over here, try some beignets, and also try that chicory coffee that New Orleans is known for. And it's so funny. So walking up over to Cafe Du Monde, y'all, here is the cafe right in front of us. And then, I don't know if you all can see this because it is dark. Look at the remnants of powdered sugar everywhere. So y'all, there are stories to be told for sure. But like, I also did not expect for Cafe Du Monde to be this massive. I honestly thought it was going to be much smaller. So this gives me some confidence that maybe we can find a little table, we can get our beignets and just see if this place is going to be giving what it's supposed to. So let's go ahead and head on in, Heffas. And something to know, and this is what I saw online, that I believe the cafe only accepts cash. Now we'll see if that's in fact the truth when we walk up. But make sure you have cash prepared and on hand. And actually, before we get in the line, y'all check that out. All right, I wanted to show the sign. Let's go ahead and make our way in, and then we're gonna grab a table somewhere here. We have our jacket on, so we're good. Let's head on in. I wanna put in my order. I'm not sure what's happening here.
We just sit?
But I'm like, baby, oh, watch out, move out the way. Our friends, I see why there is some confusion. So I thought that you just, oh, I see the register right there actually. So, yo, let me go ahead, please place orders to go. Oh, at outside window. Okay, y'all. Take out orders and canned coffee and box mix. Okay, so, all right, y'all. I'm getting my bearings. So there is a takeout orders only section, and y'all, I'm going back and forth. I'm like, do I want to take my order to go and just sit out here but already have it pre-bagged? I kind of was going to go ahead, sit out here, but like hopefully have everything like bagged up, because I also want coffee, and I don't know, it's not clear to me that you can get coffee. I think you can. It says canned coffee and box mix. So y'all, I'm going to ask if we can. Then I'll go ahead and just get it to go and just camp out here. That way we can just take our bag and we don't have to worry about trying to then get a to-go bag for our order. I don't have to have it sitting out and open, and also because it is a bit on the chillier side right now in New Orleans, I want to keep my beignets as warm as long as possible. So let me go ahead, go up to this to-go menu, ask some questions, and then I'll check back in with you all. Baby, when I tell you the struggle is real, but the hustle is deep, okay, so I think what happens is if you want to place an order to go, you can do that, of course, at the window where I was at. If you would like to have your order at your table, there is a queue right here. And I think how this is looking, I don't know if you self-seat or if someone seats you, but basically, and I'm trying to like observe to just see what's going on. So y'all, don't take my word for it. But basically, you could be sat, but there are a ton of tables. So I just went ahead. Hi. Okay, friends, so I actually just got clarification from one of the super kind workers here at Cafe Du Monde. So if you just want to have an order brought to your table, you just pick a table, you have a seat, you do not have to wait in line. So I'm not, oh, you know what, y'all, I think these people are probably waiting for the restroom. Now that I am looking at it, I think these people are waiting for the restroom. So, girl, just sit yourself at a table and they will come to you and then you could put in an order. The employee was nice enough to give me a water, so I appreciate that. I have my cafe au lait Heffas right here. I have my beignets right here. And y'all, they just went ahead and handed it to me. Like as soon as I ordered it, they had them ready to go. It is warm because at first I was like, uh-oh, uh-oh, have these been sitting out? So hopefully they taste fresh, hopefully they taste good. And again, you just see powdered sugar like covering the floor everywhere. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Where should we start, Heffas? I feel like it's Java and Journey, so we have to start our Java, right? Let me go ahead and flip this tab open here. And y'all, I ordered a cafe au lait. And this is going to be Cafe Du Monde's chicory coffee mixed with steamed milk. And anytime, Heffas, you order a cafe au lait, just know that all that is steamed milk added to drip coffee. That is it. Now, there's no additional sugar. They do have sugar packs sitting out that you can add to this. But y'all, because we have the beignets, which are going to be really sweet, I am not going to add sugar to this. Cheers, Heffas. Thank you for joining me on this New Orleans adventure. Ooh, y'all, that's nice. I have had Cafe Du Monde coffee before, like I've had like the canned coffee. So the flavors here in terms of the chicory, the steamed milk, this is not all new to me, but this is great. What I like about this is that you get those flavors, and I think having it as is, y'all, from my opinion, right, as someone who is an avid coffee drinker, I think having like an unsweetened coffee with something sweet makes the coffee better. But that is just me. You do you, baby. If you want your coffee super sweet, you go ahead and make it super sweet. I just like it as is when I know I am about to chow down on something that has a lot of sugar in it. Let's take a look at these beignets. All right, y'all. Oh my gosh, Tiana. Cafe Du Monde, please don't get me. I know I should not be comparing you all to Princess and the Frog, but you know, my little Disney self can't help it. But y'all, check out what's in the bag. So, baby, she is warm. She is covered. She was like, I don't know why you're complaining about the cold, because, you know, this powdered sugar is keeping me plenty warm. Y'all, I could see why there is literally powdered sugar everywhere, y'all. It's almost like we came in the aftermath of a trap house, knowing that my A has never been in no one's trap house before, Heffas. So I don't think that there's going to be a cute way that we can do this. So let me put you all down for 2 seconds. I'm going to grab my napkin. I'm going to pick it up. Y'all, it's going to get messy. All right, y'all. Heffas, I managed to do it. Look at that powdered sugar. And like I said, this beignet feels so warm. She doesn't feel cold. I hope that she doesn't taste stale. Don't do me wrong, Cafe Du Monde. Can we also cheers to beignets? We absolutely can. Cheers. Y'all, I have a feeling this jacket's going to be covered in powdered sugar. I'm going to lean. I'm going to do a lean over, okay? Y'all, that's good. Listen, I have to take one more bite to test this out, okay? You can never just take one bite and give your opinion just off of that. You have to take one more. You have to lean in a little bit more. Okay, y'all. That is a delicious beignet. And let me tell you what's interesting about Cafe Du Monde's beignets. Y'all, we only got a little bit of sugar on us, so we're doing good so far. as someone who is not a beignet connoisseur, so please do not take my word for it. But drop down in the comments if you had Cafe Du Monde before. Drop it down in the comments if you've had other beignets at other New Orleans restaurants and what do you recommend. What I think is interesting about the Cafe Du Monde beignets is very crispy on the outside. It's soft on the inside. I'm gonna drink some of my coffee here. Now, what I will say that is a little bit surprising to me is that I was expecting for it to be a bit more pillowy, like very soft on the inside, but it's a lot more crispy than it is pillowy, but it is not stale. Does that make sense? Am I making sense to you all? This is delicious. I have to take another bite, and I'm so happy we got this to go because it's already in our little bag, because we got places to go, Heffas. We're in New Orleans. Y'all see how sexy I did that? You see how elegant that was? So you ain't got no man. You need to think about how you eat your beignets. And that's why you ain't got no man. Y'all, just pray for me in 2026. Just pray for your girl. Pray for your girl. She don't know what she's doing with herself. You know, look at me having beignets before dinner. If you happen to miss my video, I would say, you know, I feel like with the sun setting earlier, the time is getting away from me, but like a couple hours or so ago, we went to Cochon Butcher, which was really good. You know, one of the things that I said that I regretted when I left there is that I did not get a muffaletta. Or muffaletta. How do y'all pronounce that? New Orleans people, please forgive me if I'm mispronouncing anything. Because I've always just said muffaletta. But I think I heard someone else say muffaletta. So let me know how the correct pronunciation, or is it both like tomato kind of a thing? But y'all, I'm actually hungry again, and I'm like, I had my black eyed pea and chili, my cornbread, my fried shrimp, and it was all good. But that was a couple hours ago. And we walked around, we went to view New Orleans. Now she is ready to eat again. So, y'all, would you judge me if I go back to the same place? Because right now I'm in the French Quarter. And y'all, the French Quarter seems nice. I love the style. I love the architecture. But there seems to be a lot of touristy places. That's what it's giving. And I almost would rather go back to Cochon and get more of their food because they were good. And one of the things I regret, I'm like, how am I going to be at a butchery and not get charcuterie and not get a muffaletta? So y'all, I'm actually thinking about just going back over there, getting it to go, and going to my hotel, girl, taking that hot shower, having my sandwich, and watching Law & Order. Drop down in the comments, when you travel, do you play Law & Order in your hotel room, or am I the only weirdo that does that? Am I the only millennial that does that? Y'all, I don't know what it is. Every time I travel somewhere, I literally will have Law & Order playing on the TV screen. More specifically, Law & Order SVU. It has to be SVU, but I will settle for the regular Law & Order too. I will also pivot to Criminal Intent. I will do it, but my preference is for SVU because Olivia, Miss Olivia, is that girl. She is the moment. So y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this one now. Your order of beignets comes with 3 beignets. I'm not gonna eat all 3. I'm gonna finish this one because again, I've had dinner. But y'all, our Java journey is not stopping here at Cafe Du Monde. We're gonna head over to Dovetail Cocktails and Coffee, and we're gonna get ourselves a nice little special coffee cocktail, or see what other libations we can get into before we go back over to Cochon, get our muffaletta, and head back to the hotel. So Heffa, stick around because we have a round 2 upcoming. Oh my God, y'all, not me calling the people out. These heifers that were sitting across from me, y'all look, they done left, I think like 2 orders worth of beignets on the table. Come on now, you could at least take them to go. But then again, maybe they don't have any type of heating apparatus in their hotel. This is me assuming that they're tourists, I don't know. And also, y'all, I will say another place that looked like they had some really good beignets, believe it or not. So when I was at the Four Seasons having lunch with a group of friends, there was an order placed for beignets. I did not order them, so I did not touch them, but they looked so good. And they were open to anyone, but y'all, I just felt I didn't, I feel so embarrassed. You know what I mean? Like if people order food and I don't know 100% what the game plan is, I always like proceed with caution because I definitely don't want to eat something that someone else ordered. But y'all, the beignets at the Four Seasons also look really flippin' amazing. So again, let me know, sound off, tell me where are the best beignets in New Orleans. If I was going to be here for a longer period of time, I would do a challenge like a versus, and I would try at least 3 places. But y'all, we're not here for a long time, we're here for a good time. So we're going to proceed to wrap it up here and head over to Dovetail. Friends, I just walked over to Dovetail Coffee and Cocktails. And y'all, let me tell you, so walking through the French Quarter, I ended up passing by Bourbon Street, and y'all, it was crazy. So crazy. For like a second there, it kind of reminded me of St. Augustine mixed with New York in terms of the throngs of people, the smokiness. It was just so insane. It made me so grateful that I decided not to book a hotel in the French Quarter, because the French Quarter, of course, is the place to be. There's a lot of activity. There's a lot of people hanging out, a lot of bars, a lot of restaurants. And there are parts of it that are so beautiful. And then there are parts of it that feel a little touristy. So y'all, I didn't record any of that only because, and I can't remember, I think I talked about this briefly, y'all, when I was in Houston. When I am in a city that I am very unfamiliar with, I do not like record if I'm walking by myself at night. Now, if I have my sister with me, my co-producer, a friend, someone with me, so that way it's like, I feel like I have that added protection, then, y'all, I'll do it. But there was also a lot of police out, also some folks that looked like they were like National Guard or something. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like a ton of cop cars everywhere. And I don't think that there has been an incident. I just think that they're there to make sure that no incidents happen, because I know that there have been some horrible situations that have happened in the past here in New Orleans, and things can get out of control. So I just stayed focused after leaving Cafe Du Monde, made it over here, and y'all, Dovetail is a complete vibe. Check out the bar. And just note, because I didn't realize this, y'all, that I want to say after a certain period of time, I think it switches more into the bar vibe. So I want to say that after 2 o'clock, either 2 or 3, you have to be 21 and up to get in. And so this is so cute. And y'all, I just went ahead and ordered a specialty cocktail. I did not do a coffee cocktail, only because they didn't have as many coffee options as I thought, but they have a ton of interesting cocktails. So my man hooked me up. And y'all, I ended up getting what is called the Montezuma Palm. So let me tell you all what's in it. It's coconut wash tequila. So he said they have this unique freezing process where the coconut water separates, and you have the layer of coconut at the top and then everything else at the bottom. So the water of it, part of it. And y'all, this cocktail, I've already taken a sip, so I'm not even going to hold you. First of all, it looks so refreshing. It tastes so good. So going back, it has the coconut wash tequila, mezcal, and as well as soursop. Y'all, I've never had anything like this before. This is delicious. And y'all, I got so much into the vibe in the drinks that I didn't even cheers. Cheers, Heffas. And again, thank you so much for joining me. Y'all, I love partaking in unique experiences, having great cocktails. And again, what a way to start the new year. Like seeing friends, having good food, being in a city I've never been in before, New Orleans. I wish I had a couple more days, but y'all, being in Orlando, this is just a 2-hour flight. So I'm definitely looking forward to coming back and exploring more. But y'all, given that it is New Year's Day, Dovetail is closing a little bit earlier than normal, so they're closing at 10 o'clock tonight. And y'all know I want to go back to Cochon to get a muffaletta, but y'all, I don't think we're going to have time because Cochon closes at 10. I thought it was 11, but it's 10 o'clock. Y'all, right now, it's 9:05. So the best bet that I have is to finish this up within the next, 10 minutes, take an Uber, because it basically was almost about a 30-minute walk for me to get from where I'm staying at in the warehouse/arts district to walk all the way over to the French Quarter. So, y'all, I had a fantasy in my head of having my muffaletta and watching Olivia and having my PJs. I don't know that is going to be realized tonight, but I'll definitely let you all know if I'm able to time everything correctly. And then my friend actually just texted me because her and her friend are going to this place called Rum House. And I completely did not even see their text till after I got here. So I'm like, I may end up going over there. So I just told her, oh, I'll text you, girl. I'll text you when I'm done and I'm wrapped up here. So y'all, we'll see what happens. For now, I'm going to continue to enjoy this cocktail. And y'all, we may be ending it here, but I don't know. So TBD. So what I'll do is I'll close out with you all when I get back to the room and we'll debrief a little bit, honey. But for now, we're going to continue to enjoy our Montezuma. And Heffa's Happy New Year's to you. For those of you all, no matter where you're located throughout the world, I hope that you were able to celebrate with a good drink, with some good friends, good loved ones, people that just give you good vibes and that are just positive heading into now 2026. So I hope that those good vibes continue for you, and I'll check in with you shortly.
A few moments later.
Friends, when I tell you all, I am so tired, I am exhausted, but Heffa's, look. We got our muffaletta, and I texted my friend and I was like, girl, I just want to get my sandwich and go to bed, because y'all, after being at Dovetail, I just felt so tired that I was just like, yeah, sometimes when you're traveling and you've just been up, like y'all, I have been up literally since 5 a.m. And I have my TV going, and y'all, I'm sorry that the volume is up a little bit loud. Anytime I'm also traveling, especially if I'm alone, I keep the TV on because it helps me to feel a little less alone, and also from like a security standpoint. So someone thinks that there is someone actively here. So if you hear commercials or SVU in the background, that is what's happening. But let me show you this sandwich, and then I'm going to take a quick bite, tell you my thoughts. And y'all, we're wrapping this up because, like I said, your girl is exhausted. But check this out, y'all. This looks like a fantastic muffaletta. And then I'm happy that it's not as massive as I thought. Now, this is still a big sandwich. You could easily share this with one other person. But y'all, look at that. That looks so delicious. And again, I'm just happy that I've been able to try some New Orleans staples in such a short period of time. But let's go ahead and get into this sandwich. No, I've never had anything like this. So what makes a muffaletta are the meats, but also the olive mixture that's in the sandwich. And y'all, this olive mixture has really good flavor. It has a little bit of a kick to it, which I like. And this, to me, gives me Italian sandwich vibes with olives. And I thought that this was going to be more like a Schlotsky's sandwich. Do y'all know? Drop it down in the comments. Let me know if you remember Schlotsky's. My mom used to be obsessed with them when I was a kid. And there's not a lot of them around today. But this is definitely better than a Schlotsky sandwich. This is so good, y'all. So, I'm going to work on this. Oh, yeah, I wish I had some chips. I don't need the chips, but I kind of wish I had some chips and a ginger ale. That's what I want right now. Y'all, I'm going to continue to munch on this sandwich. I'm going to watch some SVU, and then your girl's going to go to bed. Again, y'all, thank you so much for joining me on this journey. Now, in terms of my ratings for things, because I wanted to have a little bit of a debrief with you all, Dovetail, the cocktails were amazing. I would give them, and granted, I had the one cocktail, and if I had more energy, I would have stayed to at least have one other one. But y'all, I would definitely give Dovetail 4 out of 5 on their cocktails. Now, I didn't try their coffee, but the cocktails are banging. Cafe Du Monde, I would probably give them like a 3 out of 5. The staff working there, super friendly. The beignets, like I said, were good. I would have just preferred my beignet to be a bit more fluffy. Cafe Du Monde, their beignets are definitely a bit more on the crispier side. So that's something to keep in mind. And then I would say, of course, we talked about Cochon, and I think now having the muffaletta, and with the other food that I had, the black eyed pea chili, the fried shrimp, y'all, I definitely would give them like a 3.5 or a 4. I teeter back and forth between the two. But y'all, overall, I'm not like mad about anything. I am so glad I was able to have this quick trip. I wish I had one more day, but New Orleans is a quick 2-hour plane ride away from Orlando. So with that being said, Heffa, drop down in the comments. Shout out to your girl. Holla at your girl. Was there anything interesting about this trip? And do you have any recommendations for those of you all that may be from New Orleans, or maybe you visited New Orleans, of places I should keep in mind the next time I visit? Let me know. And with that being said, Heffas, I'll catch you on the next journey. Bye.